this is the last episode of Epic Thoughts for the year. We're actually going to take it down a notch for the next 2 weeks. We will not have another Epic Thoughts until January 7th, which will begin season 9 of Epic Thoughts. Yeah. So, anyways, we'll be out of here. Be on Hip Hop Hooray. Baby Dude is on vacation. And it's funny because I don't normally take days off during the Christmas season, but it's hard to kind of maneuver when everybody else want to take off. So I might as well take off too. So I'm like, yeah, I'll embrace it. So I'll embrace it. We'll be out. This is the last episode of the year, but that don't mean you can't still get our merch. You can join school and all that other stuff. And then we will kick back this thing up in January 7th, ready to go. Also, I want to remind you, we don't got the flyer. I don't got the flyer to show on here because my computer is acting up. But for those of you guys in the Corona area, I want to remind you here at Hope on December 29th, we're doing a great show with 323 and Rock Band 323 and myself. We're going to be rocking the stage December 29th, and we're going to have open mic night. It's going to be exciting. Hopefully you can come by and you can rock some mics and rock some songs and maybe do a thing or two. Who knows? But yeah, come on out. Anyways, yo, how you doing, man? Holiday season is upon us. We are at the point where we are about to, this is it. This is the final week, man. This year's gone by fast, and it's been a crazy year. It's been a nut job. It's been a nut case of a year. We have so many things that have been happening this year. I feel like every week it was something new. If it wasn't a celebrity getting accused of something, it was a pastor falling from grace. And if it wasn't that, it was, something worldly that we're fighting a war, or, entities that we trusted for so many years have been falling apart, or a divisive political, agendas that just seem to get more divisive. And then. That's all it was. And then we actually had an attempted assassination on a political person in our country, and we actually had a successful assassination of a corporate person in our country. Man, this has been one of them years, bro. And I 2025, I don't know if we're gonna get more to saying it, but this, it's been like this for like the last 4 years. It's been like this the last 4 years. So I can't sit there and tell you that it's going to be different next year, but you can make a difference, man. So I hope and pray that you have a new year, a great new year, and a great holiday season. But listen, man, this last Friday was nuts, man. Last Friday in Miami, Florida, every year, Rolling Loud, right? It's a festival that thousands of people show up in attendance to. Millions try to get to. And again, they had their event this last Sunday in Miami, Florida, and Rolling Loud. And normally this is different than any other festival, because there's been a lot of things going on, and some of the people who are working the events. One of the things that's been happening is people are starting to get saved, but they're still working in the industry. And, some of the people, Darkchild, who's always been, in my opinion, I've always felt like Darkchild was always doing both Christian and secular albums. Darkchild, and I can't think of his real name, but I didn't know he's still in the game. I didn't know he was still in the game. And they had a event. He was talking to his DJ, and they were both inspired to do a Chosen set. Okay. And the Chosen set was, a set during Rolling Loud on Sunday where Christian artists, some of CHH artists would perform. Now, I know it was, I know Nobigdyl was there. Let me look it up real quick. Nobigdyl, Jon Keith was there. It was a crazy set. Let me look it up real quick. So they had a lot of different secular artists. They had Shabuzi, they had Raina Roberts, Rob Banks, Denzel Curry, Chosen Journey set. That's what it's called. It's called the Chosen Journey set. Well, I'm not getting any information. Gavi, Holvey, Nobigdyl, Alex Jean, Jon Keith, and Caleb Gordon. They performed at 1:45 Sunday, and it was also streamed, so it was able. You could watch it. You could still watch it, and I think people have been blowing it up. It was really cool. I saw parts of it. I saw Nobigdyl kind of, and each one of them shared the gospel, bro. That was the really cool thing. They shared the gospel. Nobigdyl, gave a little bit of a word. Nobigdyl knows his stuff. And Jon Keith is a great rapper that could be a pastor if he wanted to. He knows how to rightly divide the scriptures, and so does Nobigdyl. I'm not saying that the other ones don't, but I know those two very well, to the point where I know that they could either pastor or they can rap, and they're good at both, and they can preach too. And so that's one heck of a lineup to have Holvey and Gavi and Jon Keith and Jon Keith and Nobigdyl. It was just huge. It was a huge. This is one of those huge steps for CHH that, as an old aging artist like myself, this is something that I'm happy about and I was looking forward to. And this is some of the things that we wanted in the industry, to have a space in music as it is, not just separated secular and gospel, but have a space where we can we can sing to the ears, we can rock out to the ears of the world, and not just for clout, but just for sharing the gospel through our form. And I felt like this was a really radical opportunity because of the platform Rolling Loud. That's a radical place to share the gospel. And shout out to DJ Venom, whom really moved him, and Darkchild really moved the needle to make this thing happen. And I thought that was a great thing, right? It happened on Sunday in the afternoon, the daytime. So, just give it what it is. But again, it's an opportunity to let your music be known, let it be shared, let the gospel be shared in different ways. And they even, at one moment in the set, they broke out and did worship music, allowing people to have a time of worship. And there was actually, from the videos I watched, there was actually people in the crowd who were lifting their hands and they were worshiping. This is wild. This is wild, and this is awesome, because this is the movement of God going forward.